Shalom. Shalom. Bless you all. It is now 7:34. This is Gabrielle or Sister Gabrielle. To my brothers and sisters. And I guess representing for Mother's Herbal Instincts at Herbally Defined. This is my channel. And today's video is 5 things women should know before marriage. If you read the description, I put in the description that because of the society that we have been reared and raised in, there are a lot of things that we have missed out on as women, being taught by our parents, both mother and father, because both of them are vital to the rearing of a daughter, just as well as both parents are vital to a rearing of a son. In this instance, in this society, our type of people, which would be people of this skin color or any skin color in particular, any type of Aboriginal or any type of Indian native, shall I say, that was on this continent. Our particular people have suffered the most with not being reared and raised with the proper instruction and guidance as far as our roles as both being a woman and as being a man. So I felt it was very important for me to do this video. Of course, there are more things that you would need to know before getting into a marriage. Whether it be a monogamous marriage or a polygynous marriage, there are certain things that we as women should know. And these are just basics. And if this video is helpful to anybody, feel free to thumbs up or leave a comment if you would want more tips. I don't like to bombard people with too much information, so I just start off with just a little bit. And if it is helpful and it is something that you could incorporate in your lifestyle, then I can offer more if you ask. So these are just really basic. And for those of us who may already know these things, just remember that some of us don't know these things. Some of the tips that I may say or suggestions that I may say may be like, I didn't know I should know that. For those who have not been home with both parents. So, like I said, it's very common for people of my color or the status of minority to not taught to them because we don't have both mother and father in the home. These 5 things that I am going to mention right now are just physical aspects of what you need to know before entering to a marriage as a woman. And I will make a video on more spiritual and mental aspects on what you need to know before entering into a marriage. So the first thing is, oh, let me do this first, because this is my favorite drink. I just have to do this. I said every video I'm gonna do this. So Kavita, probiotic drink. I really like the lemon ginger, digestive reasons. And if someone who was a hard drinker of soda or pop, depending on what part of the country you live in, you choose. Everybody doesn't say soda and everybody doesn't say pop. So I said both. If it's hard for you to let those go, try one of these. Alternative. And you need probiotics in your system. So I'm pretty sure you would probably like this. But I just wanted to show this because I'm going to do it every video. Hopefully I can get a deal because I buy a lot of these. But that's my Kavita fix for now. The first thing I wrote down that all women should know, which all of these tips that I have or suggestions that I have, I actually asked a couple of, well, more than a couple. I actually went around and asked sisters and women, especially young women, what is it that they should have known before entering into a marriage. And so this is how I got the things. I went off of asking a couple of women what they had to, when they entered into their marriage, what they didn't know and what they would wish they would have known. And so this is where I got my 5 top things from. I will demonstrate what I do with these. Hopefully y'all can see it on camera. If not, I will do another video so that you can see what I do. My way is not the only way. I'm just showing you what I do and how it works here for me and our household. So number 1 is sorting clothes. You as a woman, you have to know how to sort clothes properly. If not, what will happen is you will have accidentally tie-dye clothes that comes out your dryer and hopefully it won't be your husband's clothes. So properly sorting clothes is a number one tip. All of these are not in order. You can put them in whatever order you want to, but these are the top 5 things. I have sorting clothes and wash cycles. Of course, whites need to be just whites. Um, I typically wash my whites in hot water, just because the whites, they get soiled pretty good. I have a house full of males. So our white clothes have to go on the hot wash cycle. And I don't do timed, I don't do time drying. Everything that I do, I probably do it like they do it in the cleaners. So I do like the hard everything, permanent press, hard wash, extra rinse, and I do that on the whites. I actually use OxyClean in my whites to make sure that they come out white. I do not use bleach. Just because when you're using bleach on white clothes, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be white. It's going to start yellowing. So if you need a whitener, um, OxyClean and hydrogen peroxide is really well. Hydrogen peroxide is not expensive at all. OxyClean, however, can be expensive. So if you can't afford the OxyClean, a sister just showed me what she uses, and I was amazed. She uses baking soda and a baking soda and a Dawn dishwashing liquid with peroxide, and it works just as well as the OxyClean does. So if you can't afford to buy the OxyClean, that is another alternative that you can use. I've also heard of vinegar. You can use vinegar. I have not personally used vinegar, so I don't know how that will work for you. But what I do is I use OxyClean, I use hydrogen peroxide, and every now and again, if the clothes are really, really soiled or they start yellowing, I'll use some bluing drops. I think that it's called Mrs. Stewart's, and it's a very old product, so it's been around for years. But they're blowing drops. You can Google and you can look it up and see where you can purchase it from. But white clothes, hot water cycle. Only whites. Don't mix anything else with it. You can't wash a pile of white clothes and one red shirt. And all your clothes are going to come out like a pink color. And like I said, this is something that's very important for the women to know, because you will be washing your husband's clothes and you want them to still stay the way they looked before you put them in the washer. Hallelujah. I've never had to deal with that, destroying my husband's shirt. So hallelujah. I wanted to make sure that you guys know that. Whites, hot water cycle. And then you have another set, what would be considered your dark colors. My dark colors consist of black, red, and orange. I use those colors together. I wash those colors together. I just made up a new word. I wash those colors together. And on the cycle that I use warm water. Because red has a tendency to bleed, I don't put red and orange clothes with any other type of colored clothes. It doesn't matter if the wash cycle is on cold water. It doesn't matter if it's on warm water. Those typical colors tend to bleed. And so because I know they bleed, I put them with black clothes because it won't bleed. If it does bleed, you won't see it in a black piece of clothing. So for my dark colors, I only use black, red, and orange colors together. And I put it on the warm wash cycle. Like I said, all of the clothing that I do wash, it doesn't matter which colors they are. I do everything like it's in the cleaners. Because I have a house full of males and they are pretty rough on their clothes. So for the dark cycle, red, orange, Those are the colors that I use. And warm water. Because you'll have some, like my washing machine is a HE. So it has, you can do hot, you can do warm hot, you can do warm cold, you can do cold, you can do warm. So for the dark color cycle, I do warm. Unless we have like an accident, someone's sick, and needs to be washed in hot. So then I'll put it in hot. But the colors never change. I keep the colors the same. So that's for the dark colors. Now I do have two more other sorting that I do. Because you have your blues and then you have browns. Some people may put their blues and browns together. I don't do that because blues have the tendency to bleed as well. So these are two other clothing sorts or categories that you can put these colors in. These are the typical colors that you'll have left. You'll have blue left, you'll have brown, and you'll have like maybe grays. I have a lot of grays in our home, mainly because we own our own personal training business, and gray is one of the colors, one of the main colors of the logo, and one of the main colors of all of the clothing that my husband gets produced. So we have a lot of grays, and the grays end up being a lot of colors of the workout clothes too, that you normally buy at your Walmart, your Target, your Macy's, your Jones store. A lot of their workout clothes are gray. So we have a lot of grays. So with those three different colors categories left, this is what I do. Depending on how many clothes are dirty, if I have an overabundance of browns and I only have a little bit of grays, I'll wash the browns. So browns will consist of maybe a light yellow, khaki, brown, the camouflage shirts or pants or skirts, and I will put the grays with that. And that'll be a sorted pile for itself. If I have tons of blues, if I have tons of blues, I won't put any grays in there. I'll just put the grays with the browns. Because gray doesn't bleed. It's also kind of a light color so that it can be washed with the browns as well. So that'll be a pile by itself. And then typically the blues are by themselves. Blue shirts, blue socks, jeans, anything blue. And then like your greens. So blue and greens would be washed together here because jeans have the tendency to bleed as well. Those colors work really well together. So if it did bleed, you can never tell that it's bled into anything. And with those two cycles, with those two sorting piles, I use warm, or I use cold, warm. I could use either or, it doesn't matter. And that's what I normally typically do with the sorting of the clothes for laundry day. So that is a good thing that you need to know while preparing to enter into a marriage. I know for certain when I was in high school, there were a lot of people that I knew that they didn't know how to wash clothes. I remember my first year of college, and I would be washing my clothes and, you know, seeing different roommates or different teammates clothes, and I'm like, oh wait, those colors, that's gonna bleed. Or they'll have something where they one of their shirts bled, and I'm like, did you accidentally miss a shirt or something? Is it okay? I mean, you know, what happened? And they're like, I don't know. I never had to wash my clothes. My mama washed my clothes. I was like, dang, y'all lucky. My mama made me wash her clothes, my sister's clothes. Only person clothes I didn't have to wash was my brother's. So that just showed me that not everybody is taught to wash their clothes. And I think that's highly important, especially if you're preparing your child to go off to school somewhere, because that's where I've seen a lot of, you know, teammates or acquaintances in school messed up a lot of clothes because they didn't know how to wash, just because they were never taught. Their parents always washed their clothes for them. So that was number one. Well, not number one. That was one of the tips, one of the things that every daughter, every woman should know before entering into marriage. The next thing is towels. Folding towels. It seems very simple, but not a lot of people know how to fold towels. And along with folding the towels are folding fitted sheets. I have ran into so many people who have had difficulties with folding fitted sheets. I did not know. I was asked, or I've had people come over and I'll be folding sheets and things like that. And they're like, what? How to fit a sheet? No, that ain't a fitted sheet. That's one of them regular sheets, right? That's a bed skirt. What is that? I said, that's a fitted sheet. How did you fold that? I don't ever fold my fitted sheets. I just do that. I was like, oh, well, I can show you how to do it. And I ended up finding out that a lot of people don't know how to fold fitted sheets. So I'm not going to be able to do it tonight to show you how to do it because I don't have the camera. I need somebody to actually hold the camera so I can show you how to actually do it to where it looks like it's just a normal flat sheet that you put on your bed. But I do have towels, a face towel, if you can see it. And you kind of see the creases already in it. I just took one of the towels that was already in my linen, folded up so I can show you. So this is just your typical face towel. And my mom actually, what, honey? Okay, I have a visitor. Hey, son, can you take your brother, please? Can you get your brother, please? Yeah. Please don't scream. And he screams. It's what? About to be 8 o'clock. So yeah, this is like mommy central time until daddy gets home. So he sneaks in here. Uh-oh. He had took my house shoes, so I'm trying to get it back. Hey, Z, take your water and go in there with your brother. Okay, so here's the towel. And what I do is, let me see if I can get the camera to show, because if I can't get the camera to really show it really well, then I'm probably going to have to show you guys this on another video too. Let's see if it'll show. Okay, there we go. I think that's it. Okay, so I got the towel flat. I got the tag side facing up. Okay, and up. You see that? Let me move it. Oh, let me move it back some. I'm trying to keep it in the camera. Let's see if I come down a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so tag side is facing up. And then what I normally do is, I already have the crease there so you can kind of see it. I fold it down like that. And then I bring the other side down over. Pretty simple. When you go to hotels, this is normally how their towels are folded. So if you see it now, it's flat. It's nice and flat. So you're going to save a lot of space in your linen closet. See how flat that is? Now, my household's pretty big. We have about 15 people, 15 or 16 people. So that means about 48 of these face towels. So imagine 48 of these stacked on top of each other. It's going to save a lot of space. See how thin that is? And So that's what it looks like. And I will show you how it looks when I put it in the closet or when I put it in the space where it is. Okay, ask Jordan or Jaden to take you to the restroom, please. I'll show you guys what it looks like when I stack all of them together, so that you can get an idea of what it looks like. All right, that's the face towel. And then here is, let me unfold this one. Here's the bath towel. Bath towel's kind of big. I'll be able to see me do this, but I'm going to try. Let's see if I can back that up some more. So again, I try to find the tag. Where's the tag? Oh, maybe the tag's gone off of this one. Okay. Well, I didn't find the tag, but you want the tag side up. Oh, this towel's kind of big. And you want it flat. Flat. So I would do this demonstration again when I have somebody to hold the camera, but I'm just going to do it. And hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Flat side down, and then take the other side, line up the corners. Line them up on first. It doesn't take me this long to fold a towel. I'm just doing it slowly so you guys can see. Line them up. All right. They're lined up. Now, there's two ways you can fold it. Depending on the type of space that you have at your home, this is the first way. If you have a really small space, this is the first way you can fold your towel. So you can fold over like that. You want to make sure it's kind of even because you want it to be right in the middle. So see how it's like right in the middle? All right, and then fold over like that. Okay, honey. And then down. See how that's even? Okay, that's not daddy, baby. Mommy's just on the camera. Here. Okay. Here, put that in the trash for Zizi, please. Okay, so you can see how that looks. It doesn't look sloppy at all. It looks uniform. Okay. Even though it looks uniform, how I store it in the linen closet or in our collapsible bins, I put it in a way where if somebody goes and they need to grab a towel, they can easily grab it. They won't look at this and be like, oh, is that 3 different towels or is that one? To where they're just pulling and then they're messing up the pile of towels. So how I normally store it is after it's folded, I put it on this side there, but it's this way. So when somebody opens the closet, this is the side that they see. So if they need to grab a towel, they just grab it out like that. So this is the side that they see. This is the side, and this is what it looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like. Okay, so normally in the linen closet, this is what it looks like. You have your bath towel, and then you have your face towel that's folded up beside it. Okay, you can grab your face towel, or you can grab a bath towel. So when they open the door, this is what they see. I don't put it in there like this because even though that's uniform, it looks pretty neat like that. It doesn't really look, I don't know, inviting. It still kind of looks chaotic. So turn it that way, and that looks like, oh, okay, it's a towel right there. Let me grab that. So that's how we do the towels. That's if you have a small space. Okay, if you have a small space and it's like really, and you just need to stack them up like that, you do them like that. The second way is, so let's unfold this. Let's turn this back around. And let's unfold it. The second way is it's the same fold. Got the corners on the same side. You just fold it over, get the corners back even. This, if you have a wider space, you can do your towels like this. Okay, see how uniform that looks? All the sides and corners are together. And then I store it like that with the design side up. And if they need to grab it out, they know they're grabbing one towel. So that's how I store them. Okay, so that's towels and fitted sheets. I will do a video to show you how I fold my fitted sheets, but that's something that you need to know. Because you will be doing laundry, and you don't want the linen closet to look all chaotic where when your husband needs to grab a towel or he needs to grab another sheet. I don't know. He may change the sheets. I don't know. But if he opens a linen closet, you want everything to be stored in there nice and neatly. Just like when you go to a store and you look in their bedding section, everything looks so neat and just picture perfect. You want it to be picture perfect for him as well. Just a sense of peace in there when everything is nice, neat, and it's organized from the way that it's placed to how it's folded. So that's number two. One of the things that you need to know before getting married. So folding towels and knowing how to fold fitted sheets. And then the next thing, food preparation. You have to know how to cook something. You have to know how to cook. Microwaving is not cooking. Pre-made meals, box meals is not cooking. It's a way to start off, yes. You can start off that way. Always make an effort to get better at something. If you start off making mashed potatoes in the box, okay, don't stay there. Branch out and try to learn how to make mashed potatoes. If you were never taught to cook, you can teach yourself. You can definitely teach yourself. I didn't really get the experience of learning how to cook at home. When I went off to school, I pretty much had to learn. I had to fend for myself. I had to teach myself how to cook. I would watch cooking shows because I didn't have anybody to show me. So if there is somebody around you that that whose food you really enjoy eating, set up some time, spend some quality time, getting to know how it is that they prepare their meals. If you don't have access to anybody, watch a cooking show, and taste different things. That's how I taught myself. That's how I learned. There were a couple of dishes that I was taught how to prepare by my aunties. And so my mom, there were some dishes that I was taught to prepare because I really, really liked this. I'm like, how do you make this stuff? And so if you have the privilege of being around someone who is very experienced in the kitchen, who knows their herbs, who knows their seasonings, who knows the different flavors that go well together, get in the kitchen with them. You can't learn if you're never up under someone who is willing to teach you. Don't just talk about it. Get up under there and you'll enjoy it. It's very fun. I enjoy cooking. I love cooking. It satisfies not only the bellies, but it satisfies the souls of the people that I'm cooking for. I know that it's satisfying, my creator, because, I'm doing it with his compassion in mind. So, food preparation is very, very important. You need to know how to cook so that you're not spending so much money on buying food out, going out to eat. It's not even just about saving money. It's about making sure your health is intact too. You don't know what people are using in their food. You don't even know if what they're cooking or putting before you is food. It could be plastic. It could be wood. It could be pork. Ugh. Okay. So, it's very important and it's fun. It's rewarding. So food preparation is vital to know before cooking. I mean, before getting married. I enjoy cooking. My husband knows how to cook too. So we actually cook together sometimes. Since our family has gotten a lot bigger, we haven't really had time to spend in the kitchen together. But when he does get in the kitchen, it's good, y'all. I'm just saying. Y'all haven't had my husband's chicken. Y'all haven't had his lamb. And for those of y'all who have had it, y'all know what I'm talking about. But it's very fun. It's very rewarding. It's good to your body when you prepare the food. You know exactly what's going in. So food preparation is very important, especially if you are deciding to build a family. If you guys are deciding to have children, you're gonna have to know how to cook because those children need to be nourished as well. So the next thing is hygiene. Hygiene is very, very important. I'm not just talking about brushing your teeth, washing your face, and showering. Women, I am talking about your time of impurity every month. Your hygiene has to be intact. You have to understand and know your body before entering into marriage. Yes. You're back. You're back. Okay. I have a visitor. He's back. This is what happens when you have children. Say hi. Shalom. Okay. So I do want to hit a couple of things on this subject, hygiene, during your time of impurity. For those of you who don't understand what I'm saying, during your time of your monthly cycle. Okay, hygiene is very important. You want to make sure that you know your body. What I mean by that is you need to know exactly when your cycle is to begin, and you need to be prepared. Son, he's trying to nurse. Goodness. Hey. Huh? Yeah. Milk. Okay, he's signing. Y'all see him? He's doing the milk sign. That's sign language. Milk. Hey, mommy's almost done. Okay. Here, you want some? You want some Kavita? Mommy's almost done. You want pretzel? You want pretzel? He's like, I ain't having that, mama. I want some milk. I can't nurse you on camera. Look, they're seeing you. Look, they're seeing you fuss. You gonna let them see you fuss? You're a big boy. You're a man child. You warrior. Warriors can hold on. Right? Can you hold on? Yeah. Hey, Shalom. Hi. You wave? Yeah. You're just gonna look. Okay, so while he's quiet, I'm gonna go back to talking. You need to know exactly what it is you start. So, in monitoring your cycle, there are some women who don't know to track it. So you want to put it in the calendar. You want to automatically set it up in the calendar to know that, okay, on the 28th day of every month, this is when my cycle comes. And you want to oh, yay. You want to keep track of that because you need to know exactly when that is going to happen so you don't have any accidents. And sometimes there are accidents. Sometimes you do start either later or you start before, because sometimes your cycle, it begins to change when you start hanging around or spending a lot more time with other sisters or other women. Sometimes your cycle will just curve up to be around the same time theirs is. So in the event that it does change like that, you want to make sure that you have your sanitary napkins, if that's what you use, or your cloth pads, or your tampons, or your diva cups. You want to make sure that you have those in every place that you normally are. So what I mean by that is, for me, how I prepare myself and how I make sure that there is a backup just in case, in the event that I do start my cycle way before I'm supposed to. I have prepared the places that I normally attend or that I spend a lot of time at with supplies for just in case. Why did you get down? Why did you get down? What you looking at? An apple? You want an apple? You want an apple? Yeah. Good thing they've already been washed. You got your apple? Okay. So, are you going to eat it or are you going to throw it? You trying to put it back up there? You going to give it to mommy? So, for me, I don't use sanitary napkins. I use cloth pads. And I just want to show you. Comes in a little bag, just like, you have like little carry cases for your regular tampons and things like that. And what I do is, if I'm at the office, I'm at my husband's office in the gym, I have some sanitary napkins or cloth pads there. Okay. If I'm there and it accidentally happens, I have some there. I have some in the car. I have some in the diaper bag. I have some in my backpack. I have it wherever I am at most of the time. So that way, in the event that the cycle does come when it's not supposed to, I'm not frantic. I'm not running around trying to figure out, oh, I need to run to the store, get extra clothes. I need to go buy something. I've already covered that ground just in case. So just as you have your sanitary napkins and your tampons or your cloth pads or your diva cup, just as you have those things, you want to have an extra pair of underclothes too, just already somewhere. So you can buy some new undergarments and just have them in your car or in wherever space you are, just in case. And that's how you are. That's how you are prepared in the event that something like that happens. The other thing is, when you are on your cycle, if you are using sanitary napkins, if you are using tampons, you want to make sure that when you are going to the restroom, it does not even look like you have ever been there. After you have used the restroom, from changing your napkin, from changing your pad or changing your cup, It should not even, no one should ever know that you are on your cycle unless you have told them. If they are able to tell that you're on your cycle, then that's just letting you know that you need to be more attentive to how you can be more discreet. Okay, how did they figure out? So what I normally do and what I typically teach the young girls here is when they're on their cycle, if they are using sanitary napkins, what they want to do is they want to double the trash can. So you want to put 2 trash bags in your trash can. And yes, sir. Here. Biscuit. Here. Thank you. Okay, sit right here. Here. There you go. Go get Maury. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to double the trash can. Okay, so you're going to have a bag underneath the bag and then a bag inside of the bag. And the top bag is only for those who are just regularly using the trash can. For you, if you are on your cycle, you're going to use the bag underneath. So you're going to throw away your sanitary napkin in the plastic. You want to wrap it back up. So when you're pulling out a new one, use that plastic from the new one to cover your old one. And just wrap it up nice and discreetly. And you're going to put it in that bottom bag. And that's what you're going to do. And once you have it to a nice level where it's kind of full, so maybe 3 or 4 sanitary napkins in there, you want to change the bag out, put another bag in the bottom of it. Okay. That way, when the next person comes to the restroom, they're not, 1, smelling anything. And then 2, they're not seeing blood and, they're not seeing all of that stuff in the trash can. Okay. Because they have a separate bag on top. So anytime that you are on your cycle, you're going to always use the bag on the bottom, and you're going to make sure that it's discreetly wrapped and put at the bottom in the bottom bag. And you are going to be the one to change the trash. You want to make sure you're monitoring how many times you go to that restroom and how many napkins you put in there, because that's your responsibility to make sure that it's kept discreet. That way, no one else is smelling your byproducts and no one else is seeing your byproduct. Okay. So that's hygiene, cleanliness for that time of the month. You want to do that. Hey, honey, don't whine. She's asking you for water, please. Don't give her too much. Okay, so that's what you want to do. If you are using sanitary napkins, disposables. Anything disposable, that's what you want to do. You want to have 2 separate trash bags in your trash can, not 2 separate trash cans. Okay. So, because you don't want people to come in and see it. That's the thing. They shouldn't see anything. They shouldn't even know that you're even, at that time. Okay. So hopefully that can help you. That's what I share with the young girls here. So, hey, son, Demori, Adaya, get Demori. Yes. Hey, you're gonna go with your brother. You want some more? 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 Good job. Here, go with Maury. Hey, Demori, take him and don't let him come back in here. Thank you. Okay. So, double the trash bag. Make sure you're changing the trash bag, tracking your cycle. That way you already know when it's coming so that you're prepared. Also, don't wear white. Some women don't know that you shouldn't wear white when you're on your cycle, just so you can make sure that in the event that an accident does happen, it's not visibly seen. Okay, you can wear dark colors if you are more experienced with knowing your cycle and things of that nature. Maybe you can wear your white, maybe you can wear your lighter colors. But for someone who's inexperienced and is just now getting into knowing their body, I would prefer you guys to just wear something dark, wear something breathable. You need breathable fabric on so that bacteria is not building up in there. I recommend cloth pads, so that way your body's not absorbing so many chemicals from the products that are made out there that are disposables. So tracking and making sure that you prepare the different locations that you are normally at with whatever products that you use. Get you some nice feminine wipes for that time of the month as well. So that way you're keeping your pH balance down there as well. The vaginal canal, the vulva, that whole area is naturally acidic. So you want to make sure that your feminine wipes will be at a pH balance that will keep it acidic down there, so you don't have overgrowth of bacteria during that time either. You want to make sure that you are bathing every single day during that time. And that's just something I guess I have to say, because a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people don't understand that either. So make sure you are bathing every single day. That is hygiene, cleanliness. As far as that goes, that is what I'm speaking of pertaining to your cycle. My husband rarely knows. He only knows because it's tracked, but he'll forget because there's no signs that I am on my cycle. And that's how you want it to be with everybody who you are normally around all the time. They should never know that you're on your cycle unless you tell them. That lets you know that you're doing your hygiene is very well. Okay. And then the last thing is personal space, cleanliness, and organization. That is something that's very vital and very important for entering into a marriage. You want to make sure that your personal space is clean. Like I said, you want that place because that personal space is also the space that you share with your husband. I make sure that it is clean, and it not look clean, but it feels clean and it smells clean, and that the atmosphere is peaceful. Okay. That is something that you definitely want to make sure. I will do a video on how I organize my personal space so that you guys can see. For those of you who may not have a lot of shelving and things like that, and you have a big family, as I have a big family, and I don't have lots of shelving. So I would like to show you guys what I do. And I have a couple of things right here. So these are very good. These are collapsible, like little bins. I use a lot of these, and they collapse. You've probably seen them before. Even the dollar store sells them now. But this is really good for organization. Put the little thing down there. That's really good for organization. That's just a smaller one. Then one, like I said, it's flat. When you're done using it, it just comes out. So these bins, these bins are what I use for organization. So that's just a couple of things that I can show you right now. That is all that I have. My children are getting restless. Hold on, Adaya. Hold on. Close your mouth. I'm going to end the video right there. Bless you all. Thank you for watching, and I pray and I hope that this was helpful for you guys. Be looking for more videos, and I will be looking for your thumbs up and your comments on if this helped you and if you would like to know more. So bless you. Have a blessed night. Rest well.